Good morning, everyone. I know it's super early in the morning, but I wanted to talk about something. Something that I feel like is not spoken about enough. And it's something that's, that I not only stand behind doing, but it's also something that I feel needs to be stopped. So really, it's ultimately two things, which is trolling. And unfortunately, it's become a major staple, and I do mean a major staple in social media. It started back in the early days, the internet on, little message boards. And for those of you that weren't really around or don't really remember, message boards were like on MSN, ICQ, AIM, all those, even AOL for a while. It was on Netscape too, I believe. But you had different message boards where the goal was to try to get the other person as angry as possible. But back then, it was just words. It was just people typing away on a keyboard back before, Facebook happened, back before all this stuff happened. Alright? And then somewhere down the line, it began to become okay to, when Photoshop came around, people started taking that trolling to the next level, ultimately. And it's honestly scary at the level of trolling that is going on. It's almost blurring the lines between trolling somebody and joking around with them and literally bullying someone. And it's ridiculous. Like, people say, oh, no, it's just trying to know what you take and do to someone. Hey, Zadrian, what's up, man? What up, Sarah? I'll definitely check it out to the stream for sure. But, like, when you do things to people like what Masshole reports, and I'm not saying this to wrong Marty or talk shit on him. I'm not saying this to, speak ill of him. But people like Music Biz Marty and the Bender Boys and all these different people that have this weird disdain hatred for me. Like, when you push someone to that extent and you troll them to that extent, that then goes from being a troll and joking around with your friends, you might throw around a few laughs, ha ha ha. But when you go to that extent that these people go to literally make me look like shit just because I look different, because I look weird to some people, I look different from the norm. I don't look like your average 30-year-old. I live at home with my family to try to help take care of them. Like, that's when it becomes a real issue. That's when it becomes bullying at that point. And over the years, I've had a few, trollings here and there. But no trolling became as bad than what these last 4 to 5 months have been for me. Now, I get it. Drama sells. Okay, I get that. But what I don't understand is why why waste your time, not only trolling somebody, it's one thing to, to do like what that William guy did to me, where he made that funny little short with my face on a hot dog, and it was like a little music video type deal. That's one thing entirely, okay? That right there, that's one thing entirely. I personally found that funny. Now, whether he meant to offend me or not, I don't know. But if he was trying to, he clearly failed at that, because my whole family, my whole family found that video funny. I even found it funny. But when you go to the extents that people like Masshole Reports have gone to, that's when it becomes bullying. And for me, that's what these last 4 months have been for me. They haven't been someone trolling me. They haven't been someone, cracking a few wisecracks and making some jokes. No. It's become more than that. And what I'm trying to understand is this. When did it become okay to take someone's real life and try to ruin it? When did it become okay to try to ruin someone's life and their livelihood? It doesn't matter what kind of background we come from. It doesn't matter whether you come from a family like mine where you're basically raised taking care of people and that's all you know your entire life, or you come from a wealthy background, or whatever kind of background you come from. It doesn't matter whether you come from a rich background, middle class, lower class, or even how I came up, with just barely scraping by on bills. And like I've mentioned before, when me and my family first moved here to Ohio, we were homeless for a year. We were living out in the back of my mom's car for a year straight, living from storage unit to storage unit and campsite to campsite for an entire year before we got this house that we're in now. And it wasn't easy. It really wasn't. Those 12 months were the 12 hardest months of my life. They really were, because not only did we not have a place to live, but I had to watch my own mom struggle every day, wondering, how are we going to eat? How are we going to survive? And we had to do that for an entire year. Until my mom got a job at this place called Eaton Park, which just recently got torn down. And it was through that job that she was able to become friends with one of the employees there who just happens to be our now landlady. And that's how we ended up with this house. But at the end of the day, it shouldn't matter, what background you come from, whether you got money or you don't have money, or you're talented at whatever or you're not. Even if somebody gets on to YouTube just to, say, talk or do whatever, that doesn't give you the right to judge them. Because there's a very important lesson that I learned during that time period when we were homeless. The energy you get, the energy you put out into the world is what you're going to get back. If you put negativity out into the world, you can expect negative things to happen in return. If you put out good, positive stuff into the world, you're going to get positive things happening to you. That's just facts. That's how it works. And what gets me is, why waste your time? Like, why go so far out of your way to ruin your life just because you don't like the way someone looks? Or they're different from you? Like, why do that to someone? It doesn't make sense. We're all different. We all come from different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different shapes, sizes. The world doesn't fucking care what you look like. It really doesn't. I try to put out as much positive energy as I can into the world. I try to do as much positive things as I can by putting out songs for people that need someone that has been bullied, has been put on the edge of suicide. I try to, create content for people where they can feel like when I release a new song or a poem or whatever, when I release that stuff and that person that's going through something, they can look back at that and be like, yo, this guy really understands how I feel. And I've had that. I've had that reaction a few times where random people on Facebook have listened to some of my songs in the past and they're like, dude, did you really go through all this? And I can honestly say that yes. Every song I have put out is a chapter of my life. Every song that I have ever put out has been a chapter of my life, of a situation that I have gone through. Whether it be about depression, where I wake up with a sinking feeling, not knowing what to do, not knowing how to deal with that depression because I've never had to deal with it. Or being put on the edge of suicide like Mass Hole Reports did a few months ago. And let me tell you, that was the worst feeling of my life. Being put on the edge like that was the worst feeling in the world for me because I knew deep down I didn't want to end my life. But I had gotten so tired of being pushed around that I felt like just maybe that the world would have been better off without me. In those moments, that's what was going through my head, was maybe the world would actually be better off without me because I'm being bullied so much and had all these videos made about me. I've had memes made about me. I've had shots with my face on it being made about me. And when you have to deal with all that on a daily basis, it gets hard. It really does. Having to see someone that you don't even know, some random stranger on the internet, making a video about you when they don't even know you, and they're just following what they hear. And I feel like that's where a lot of you people that are making these videos on me are screwing up that. You're only viewing one side of the spectrum. You're not viewing the other side that I'm coming from. You would rather sit there and believe all this hype, believe all these people, believe all the memes and the videos being made about me. And sure, some of the things that they put out might be true, but a majority of it isn't. A majority of what these people say about me is not true. I mean, I've had people telling me that I'm lazy, that I have no future, that I'm a bum, that I mooch off my family, that I'm a money-hungry coward, and that, I steal from my family, but that's far from the truth. That is far from the truth. I mean, do you know how many times I've told my own mom that I feel bad accepting money from them because that takes away from them? Do you know how many times I have told my mom that I want to make my own money doing what I love to do so I don't have to depend on them? Because I do genuinely feel bad. I really do. Doing that kind of stuff, I feel bad doing that. But my mom does it because she knows what I'm going through. She understands that people hate me so much that they literally go out of their way to shut down my shops and make sure I don't have a living. And that's what makes it so hard for me, is because I open up a shop, okay, of my artwork, or I release a book of my artwork, or my car photography, or my regular photography, or whatever. And just because they hate me and don't like me, they go in and they report my stuff and take it down, all because they don't want to see me succeed. They don't want to see me make a living. The very same people that tell me to get a job are the exact same people that come in and shut me down just because they don't like me. And they think that it's funny to watch me struggle. They think that it's funny to watch someone like me who has genuine talent for doing artwork and photography and all these other things. They think that it's funny to watch someone like me struggle and not get anywhere. Exactly. As a matter of fact, I am pinning that comment. But what gets me is this. This is what I don't understand. You tell me to get a job, but then when I work hard at what I do, and I put all this time and effort, all this blood, the sweat, the tears, all this time and effort into building my own brand and content. You want to come in and shut it down for what reason? Just because you don't want to see me succeed? Like, why is it that you don't want to see me succeed? Like, if it's because of what I did, I'm sorry I did that. I'm sorry that I made that mistake with Masshole Reports. I've done atoned for my sins. I made that situation right. And that's another thing that bothers me that is on that same subject. People not letting things go after the person has written their wrongs and apologized genuinely and admitted their wrongs. The very same way that I did. When I came out and admitted my wrongs, that took a lot of courage for me to do that. Yeah, I could have sat back and hid and be like, no, that wasn't me. I didn't do that. I could have done that. I could have been that guy that said, no, that wasn't me. I didn't do that. That wasn't me. I didn't do that. I don't know what you're talking about. I could have done that. It would have been easy for me to do that. I wouldn't have gotten very far, but I still could have been that person. But instead of doing that, I came out and I admitted what I did was wrong. I came out and said, hey, yes, I did do this stuff. It was wrong of me to do, yes. But this is what put me in that situation. And I regret even meeting this person. I regret even talking to this person because I was unaware of her true intentions. I mean, take a look at Chuck. Chuck is a current prime example of what people like Masshole Reports does. A prime example. People like her manipulate others. Others that are weak-minded. Others that feel like they don't belong. And she uses them and uses them until she's done with them. And then when she's done with them, what does she do? She bullies them the same exact way that she bullied me. She catfishes them the same way she did me. The exact same way. Sometimes worse. And that's the kind of stuff I don't understand the point of. Why manipulate someone? Especially someone like me who has been bullied their whole life. Why catfish someone like me who has been in and out of abusive relationships for 10 plus years? For the last 10 going on 11 years, I have been in mentally, emotionally, and verbally abusive relationships. And she saw that and played on that. Now, as I said, what I did was wrong, yes. I admit that. And have I done it since? No, I've not. But you know what she does? Despite me showing proof that I've not done anything since, you know what she does? She goes around and makes up all these names of different people to make me look bad. All because I spoke the truth about her. Matter of fact, here's an example of what she's done on Facebook. And this happened very recently. My friend Eleanor and her mom, who live in Scotland, they're both two very, very close friends of my family. My entire family knows them. They're two very good friends of mine. They're very good friends of mine. I've known them for God knows how long. Jane got drugged into the Thunderdome group chat on Facebook. Her and Eleanor both got drugged into it. Now Jane tried to do the right thing and stand up for me and defend me, as a good friend should. But then do you know what Kate did? Kate and her little friends in that very same group chat that I was in, Kate proceeded to do research on Jane, and through Jane, the passing of Jane's boyfriend, who died from very severe cancer issues. Kate did her research on Jane and took and attacked Jane's dead boyfriend. And as a result of that, I had to sit on the phone with Eleanor for 3 hours that night, begging Jane to not take her life. And it was hard. Seeing one of my own friends be on the edge of suicide because of someone like Kate, who finds it funny and enjoyable to ruin someone's life. Like, that moment when Jane wanted to end her life, I knew something was up. I knew something was wrong because Eleanor called me that night telling me that her mom was on the edge. And when I got that phone call, my first words out of my mouth were, what the happened? To put Jane in that position, to where she felt like she wanted to end her life. And when I found out what Kate had done, I immediately went into that group chat on Facebook and I said something. But what I don't understand is this. When did it become okay to troll or bully someone so far that they want to end their lives? When did that become an okay thing to do? When did it become funny watching someone be on the edge? When did it become okay to watch someone get pushed so far that they literally want to end their life? When did that become okay? I mean, I'm living proof of that. I'm living proof that if you get bullied enough, you can be pushed to suicide. I mean, take a look at me. When I got bullied so badly a couple months ago, when I got bullied 3 months ago on Kate's live stream and on Marty's live stream by Kate, you want to know what was going through my head when I was on the edge and I wanted to end my life? And I was right there on the edge. Do you know what was going through my head? I was screaming in my head that I just wish all of this would go away. I wish all of this would stop. I wish somebody would come along and make this shit stop. Because I never asked to be bullied at all. I never asked for it. Now, I know what a lot of people are going to say. Well, you're on YouTube, so you should kind of expect that thing. No. To be trolled and to get negative comments, yes. To be trolled and have dumb stuff said, yes. But I never once asked to be bullied so far to the point to where I felt like I wanted to end my life. I never asked for that. So to Masshole Reports, I ask you this. What kind of sick person enjoys bullying someone to the point of suicide? I mean, a prime example that is a very famous case. The Amanda Todd situation, where she got bullied so bad, not only at school, but on the internet, so bad that she ended her life. And there are many of other people out there that get bullied so bad that they end their lives. All because of what these people do. Because they are so relentless and so evil and so volatile and so disgusting that they get enjoyment out of bullying someone so badly that that person wants to end their life. And that's not cool. So when I say that I know what it's like to be on the edge of suicide, I genuinely know what it's like. Because a mere 3 months ago, I was there. A mere 3 months ago, I was on the edge of suicide. And then before that, back in 2012, when I was with my ex Rebecca, the one who mentally and verbally abused me almost daily, put me at that point to where I didn't go out and attempt it, but I had thought about ending my life because I felt like ending my life was the only way out of that situation. And I can tell you for a fact, suicide is never the fucking answer. Suicide is never the answer. As much pain as you're going through, suicide is never the fucking answer. And it hurts. It hurts being bullied and pushed to that point. It really does. It really does hurt to be pushed to that point. Like I said, I've had a Kiwi Farms full of a massive thread of nothing but disgusting, bullying stuff being said about me. I've had merchandise and shops opened up with my face on it, attacking me. I've had people threaten my family's lives. My life has been threatened. You know, I've had people make videos bashing on me. I even had a major artist collaborate on a diss track going against me. who many might know by the name of Shaggy Two Dope from ICP, or more commonly known as Insane Clown Posse. And that stung. That hurt a lot. But what gets me, though, is this. And this is a genuine question for those that have done all this to me and to many others. Let's say that that person that you bully takes their life. What is your end goal? What is the end? Like, what is your mission? When you push someone to that point, what is your mission? Besides getting a rise out of them. What is your mission? Like, why do you feel like when you attack someone like me, why do you feel like you have to attack my livelihood and the way that I make my money and the way that I try to make a living for myself and for my family? What right do you have attacking that? Because not once have I ever, in my whole time of being on YouTube, in my whole entire career of being on YouTube, have I ever once gave you a reason to attack my livelihood. Now, to attack me, sure. I've done a lot of questionable things. I'm not going to lie. Some things that I've done have been questionable. I'll admit that. So attacking me, okay, I get it. But to attack someone's livelihood and what they do for work, where is that okay? I mean, hell, because of Masshole reports, my biological father lost his job and had to find a new one. I lost my job with who I thought was a friend of mine at the time, which I'm glad I don't work for the man now. I'm glad that I don't work for Enoch now. But at that time, I had lost my job with a good friend that was paying very well. I had lost my job with a good friend. My stepdad almost lost his job. So to attack someone's livelihood just because you don't like them, that's not cool. And Jonathan, I'm sorry you feel that way. And Jonathan, I'm going to tell you this. Jonathan. If you don't like what you're seeing, then don't watch. There are plenty of other channels on YouTube for you to watch. And that goes for anyone out there. If you don't like the content that I put out, then don't watch. And speaking on rage, let me speak on that for a minute. While I have your attention, let me speak on that. All those times I raged out, do you think I liked being that way? No. I became that way because I was pushed. I was bullied to that point, to where I raged out. And I didn't enjoy it. I don't like being that person. I don't like being angry. Hell, ask Saren. Ask anyone that knows me outside of YouTube. Outside of YouTube, I'm the calmest, coolest person you could ever fucking meet. Ask Saren. Ask anybody that knows me outside of YouTube. When I'm not angry from being bullied, when I'm not being pushed, I'm a genuinely nice guy. And here's the thing. You say I'm a high-functioning idiot. I simply say this. You don't have a grasp on real life. Nor do you have a grasp on reality. Because if you did, you wouldn't be spewing negativity like a caveman. I mean, you spewing what you're spewing right now in the comments, Jonathan, that just shows your lack of intelligence. That shows your lack of intelligence to be able to comprehend what I'm saying. So, therefore, you may as well just be talking about yourself. Therefore, in the long run, if you're looking for an idiot, what I'm saying is this. If you're looking for an idiot, if you're looking for somebody that's an idiot, why don't you look in the mirror? Because you spewing that negativity just shows how unintelligent you are and how much of a caveman you are to spew that kind of hatred. Well, let me ask you this. If you were a responsible adult, would you be sitting there spewing hatred like you are? No. See, a responsible adult doesn't spew hatred. A responsible adult doesn't spew negativity. A responsible adult doesn't say the things that you have said. Therefore, that makes you a moronic man-child. Because physically you might be a man or a woman. Either way, physically you might be an adult. But mentally you are a child. I'm just saying. Physically you're an adult. But mentally you're still a child. Because only a child would spew the moronic things that you are spewing in the comments right now. Let me ask you this. Does a responsible adult spew hatred the way that you are? Does a responsible grown-ass adult say the things that you say? Does a grown-ass adult tell somebody to get a job when they themselves do not have one? No. Does a responsible adult sit there in the comments and talk shit on someone that they do not know at all? Does a responsible adult sit there and tell someone to get a job when clearly that same person that is spewing that does not have one themselves? I don't think so. And that's not what I'm saying. All I'm simply saying is that certain people tell me to get a job. The same people that tell me to get a job don't have one themselves. So, in hindsight, what right do you have telling me to get a job or to do certain things when you yourself don't have a job or do those same things that you tell me to do? Because if you were to have a job or do those things that you tell me to do, you would not have time to sit on the internet and spew such moronic, Neanderthalic stuff the way that you do to me. So therefore, Jonathan, your argument negated, defeated, blown out of existence with superior intelligence. So come at me again, Jonathan. I can outsmart you all day. Clearly, I can outsmart you. But not that I expect a caveman like yourself to understand what a responsible adult is. While yes, it may be true I might not have a regular 9-to-5 job. That may be true. But there's always more than one way to make money, Jonathan, my friend. It's called doing odd jobs. It's called helping to take care of my family and getting paid. It's called starting my own business to make an income. That is my way of making money. Because at the end of the day, it does not matter if I have a 9-to-5 job or I work odd jobs. What matters at the end of the day is that I still make money. And I do what I can to help my family. That's all that matters. So you can continue to spew your false sense of security onto people like me, or you can shut your mouth and quit your bullshit whining. Well, I guess that just makes you a moron, doesn't it? That just makes you a pathetic Neanderthal. That makes you nothing more than a caveman. An uncivilized caveman. An uncivilized moron who has no real grasp of reality. Someone who does not have a real grasp on making money. See, you having a narrow mind, you having such a closed mind, like you do. Now, I'm not saying that you having a closed mind is your fault, because it's probably not. Or it could be, I don't know. But you having a narrow mind and having a very small mind like you do is what makes you inferior. Because if you have a small mind and you stay closed-minded, how are you supposed to evolve? How are you supposed to become better if you always keep a closed mind? And seeing as you have a closed mind, allow me to educate you on something. Allow me to educate you with something. All the greatest minds in the world, all of the greatest artists and musicians, all of the greatest doctors, medics, mechanics, do you know one thing they all have in common? They all have an open mind. People like Stephen Hawking, Albert Einstein. One moment, people. Yeah. Come down here a minute. What's up? I do apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as I was saying, but here's the thing. Matter of fact, let me bring up Credit Viz's comment. Let me bring up Credit's comment for a moment. Let me educate this man. Let me educate this guy for a minute. Here's the thing. And this all goes right back around to people shutting down my shops and interfering with my work. Maybe if for say 12 months, you let me do my job as an artist, doing my artwork.
Hey, Chad.
Hold on a minute. What?
You didn't make coffee.
Yeah, well. But maybe if for 12 months, you let me do my job with my artwork. You let me put out my artwork. You let me do the things that I need to do to make money and build my audience as a business owner. I could make big money. But how am I supposed to do that when people keep getting in the way of that? Think about it. Doing what I do is a real job, my friend. Doing what I do could be a real job. It really could. There are plenty of artists and people on YouTube that make money doing artwork. No matter the level, no matter the skill level. I've seen artists that are literally below my skill level make a living. I've seen plenty of people on YouTube that do digital artwork, controversial artwork, that make a living. I've seen self-made authors that started on YouTube and are now making big money. So again, I say to you this: stay out of my way and let me do my job and let me build my audience up and do what I need to do, and we won't have any problems. We won't have any problems if you stay out of my way and quit interfering with my work. Because if you do not quit interfering with my work, I could get you for loss of wages. Don't believe me? Do your research on the laws. You are interfering with my livelihood, making it difficult for me to make any money. Therefore, I can get you for garnishment of wages. So, if I were you, I'd rethink my strategy. And that's why I don't deal with people like you. See, it's people like you that make me laugh. It's people like you that actually make me laugh because you're so close-minded. You're so close-minded on shit that you don't see that you yourself are a joke. You yourself are a joke. Matter of fact, both you, Jonathan, and Credit, both of you are a fucking joke. Like, you're so close-minded that it's funny. You're so insecure about yourselves that you're projecting your own insecurities on me, thinking that it's going to affect me. But in all reality, it don't do a damn thing to me. So if I were you, I'd come up with some better lines or better insults or something. Ah, look. Hey, look. Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I'm assuming you're a Pittsburgh fan just by your name. Which, no offense on the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I'm not a fan of Pittsburgh. Never have been. I'm a Seattle guy myself. Just saying. But you guys spewing all this negativity in the comments. For all you guys that are watching this that aren't negative, I hope you guys see how uneducated these three morons right here are, because they obviously have no lives. They tell me to get a job, but yet they have no job themselves. Because if they did, they would not have time to sit on the internet and spew negativity like a moronic baboon. They would not take and spew uneducated, moronic negativity on the internet as they are. These three people right here are actually... Alright, so make that four. We have Keith's Broken Amiibo, Credit Biz Marty, and Steelers fan, as well as Jonathan Greenblatt, are all four moronic, uneducated savages. They are uneducated morons who have no lives, who want to spew negativity just to be basic bitches, basic trolls, basic morons. It's people like this that I laugh at, because they act big and bad behind a computer screen, but in reality, they're nothing more than lazy fat slobs with no jobs, sitting around on the internet spewing negativity day in and day out, thinking that they're badasses, when in all actuality, they're not. They're just piss poor morons that are so unhappy and insecure with their lives that they feel like they have to spew that negativity onto someone else. All because their life isn't going the way that they want it to. They feel like because their life is shit and they feel like shit, they have to make someone else feel like shit. And that right there alone shows the level of idiocy that they are at. That shows how uneducated, uncivilized, how ill-mannered they truly are. So to anyone out there that does YouTube, that is just getting started, and you see people like this in your comments, ignore them. Or if you can't ignore them, laugh at them and educate them and correct them on their facts. So to all you trolls, I say, believe what you will. Believe what you want about me. Whatever helps you sleep at night, believe it. Because quite frankly, at the end of the day, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't hinder what I'm trying to do. What you think about me doesn't faze me. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't do anything to me. So quite honestly, if I were you, I would give up and find a different job, because obviously trolling isn't for you. You're a terrible troll. You suck at being a troll. You suck at being mean. You suck at being rude. Dude, you just suck at life. I'm just saying. You got no job. You sit on the internet and troll people all day. Like, dude, what kind of life is that? What kind of life is that? What kind of a shitty life do you have to sit on the internet and talk shit all day? Like, that's a pretty shitty life if you ask me. I mean, shit. Like, if we're comparing, like, let's compare life here. Let's compare life to say, let's say for a minute life is money, right? Let's say that life currency. Let's talk about life currency here. Life currency is the amount of minutes that you spend on something, good or negative, and it's not something that you can make back. Hey, Clint, what up, buddy? See, you can spend your life currency, your minutes, your life currency, two different ways. You can spend it like these morons are spending it and be negative and hateful and spiteful and uneducated and miserable. Or you can spend your life currency in the ways that people like myself, my buddy here, Clint, my friend Saren, and all these people that I know are spending their life currency, which is being positive, trying to do something with your life, trying to be a good person, trying to do things that you enjoy. Me, I must be rich as fuck because I'm spending my time trying to do shit that I enjoy. If we're comparing life currencies here, y'all are broke, basic bitches. All y'all that are being negative, dude, you're just throwing your life currency away and spending it on dumb shit while I'm over here rich as fuck in life currency. I'm rich as fuck in life currency, man, because I'm over here doing shit that I want to do with my life. I'm over here doing things trying to better myself. So take this as a lesson, take it how you want it. If you want to be a good person, put out positive energy into the world. Stop being negative, stop spewing bullshit. And if you want to be negative, well, you're obviously going to get negative shit in return. That's just karma. That's the way life works. But with that being said, y'all, hopefully you enjoyed this life lesson. And hopefully some of you guys don't fall for these morons in the chat that are spewing crap. If you see them, just do like I do. Pretend they're not even there. Just ignore them. And as I said, if you can't ignore them, educate them and laugh at them. Laugh at their idiocy and educate them. It's the best thing you could do. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a good day, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you guys are at. I fucking love you guys. Shout out to everyone, all the haters, fans, trolls. Love every single one of you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video, y'all. Peace. Be safe.